Hello Emily, it's Saturday, September 19th. Okay, so in response to your last video, I already knew what the word kite meant. I did take biology too, so I'm not sure that one really counts. And yes, it does mean bristle, in that it refers to the little bristly things on like the polykites and the oligokites. The oligo and the poly just refers to how many bristles there are. And you'll have to look those up to find out what that exactly means, although you should probably already know just based on your study of which worms include these groups and which one. I'm not sure that was a sentence. But anyway, as far as your thing with the literature transition, I thought that was a very interesting, just an interesting paper you brought up, or wasn't paper, whatever it was. I tend to agree with you, obviously. I think you probably know that, but I do like the hard copy. I'm a hard copy person with most everything, which, no surprise there. But I also think psychologically that it means more to a lot of people because with a hard copy, you can touch it and you can smell it, and those are both very strong, like, memory triggers. So that's just kind of an interesting thought there as to a reason why it might be more significant to us and more memorable to us. Like if you read a book as a kid and you feel the texture of the pages. Is it glossy? Is it rough? Is it a paperback? Is it a hardback? And then you have the little, whatever the ridges things on the edges where it's supposed to look old fashioned, and really it's just expensive, but it is kind of cool looking. Whatever that's called on the not the binding, but the other side of the book, but the touch, and you smell it, and you remember things based on touch and smell as much as you do based on the actual words and the actual story. So I think that could be a contributor as well, in addition to everything you said, which I do agree with. Although the guy, whoever that was, I forget, brought up an interesting point, the thing about the calculator. So that was sort of like, it requires 3 fingers. You have 3 fingers. Oh, yeah, I have a calculator. If you got that joke at all, which I'm assuming you will. Procrastination may not be deadly in smaller doses, but over time, it's like ingesting small amounts of a poison that your body can deal with, little bit by little bit, but it will damage you over time. So I'd just like to throw that out there. So recently I was thinking about my childhood obsession with lizards, and I know this could have been heavily influenced by the fact that we were from Florida, and Florida, the land of the Cuban anoles, which is, from a child's perspective, the best invasive species ever. But Florida, reptiles in general, just very enthusiastic, tons of them down there. So I thought maybe that was a part of it. But anyway, I started to think maybe it wasn't just lizards. I know I've always liked animals in general, but was my obsession with the lizard really that much stronger than my obsessions with animals in general as a group? So I decided to evaluate that in the only way I know how, from a retrospective position, the most scientific way I could think of. And that is in combination with my interest in photography. I always took pictures of everything. So naturally, kids will take pictures of things they like. So I decided to compare the number of animal pictures with the number of lizard or reptile, but specifically lizard pictures. Here's what I found. First, let's look at my pictures of animals in general as a whole group. Pelican, mockingbird, squirrel, another squirrel, you with a frog, anhinga, fish, frog, frog, frog. Yes, this frog. Oh, yes. Fish, snake, little baby fish, butterfly. Yeah, then there's this one, which has 2 principal elements. First, we have these toads. Second, we have this. Anyway, my fish is more photogenic than your fish. Crazy-eyed fish, more fish. Aquarium, wild rabbit, another rabbit, armadillo, more birds, horseshoe crab, llama, frog, parrots, birds, blah, 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 stuff. These, that, those. Then we go to Kentucky, and I lose all the weird things to photograph, and so the only animals around are more normal things like this. Smarty Jones, Silver Charm, movie star Seabiscuit, or, not famous but tiny and adorable and normal for a kid to photograph nevertheless. Then we go to Georgia, and oh my goodness, these. And naturally you get adorable pictures like this of Amy. And then you have me. I'm like, horses? No, I'll go with the cow. Then, of course, we have a few of these pictures. Now we've looked at almost the entire animal kingdom. Let's look at just the lizard pictures. Yep, lizard, 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 lizard. Oh, nice lizard. Another lizard, another lizard. More lizards, more lizards. Ooh, out of focus, out of focus, out of focus, out of ooh, wow, out of focus. Ooh, angry and out of focus, out of focus, out of focus. Okay, I didn't know what a focal length was. Clearly, out of focus. Ooh, in focus, out of focus. Baby, scientific. Out of focus, out of focus, out of focus. Ooh, sideways. Yeah, we have this one. I really like this one. This is a great picture here. And then we have our 5-line skink section. Out of focus, out of focus. Moving on, tree. You. Oh, sorry about the tail, buddy. Yeah, he kind of lost his tail. I'm not sure what to do about that. Ooh, I had to get close enough to make a move so that the video would be cool. And then we have more of these and more, and lots. Yeah, so what do you think of that balance between, like, the entire animal kingdom and the lizard pictures? You'll have to give me feedback on your thoughts on that thing. Interesting fact. Did you know that the reason bruising goes from like red, purple to green to yellow is because when you initially bruise and you damage all your capillaries, you let all the blood out, and then, so that's your purple and red and all that, what you see there. And then something comes in to process all the blood that you've let out into the wild and free opening and damage them and everything like that. And when it's processing it, it makes biliverdin, which is green, and then the biliverdin gets converted to bilirubin, which is yellow. So that's why bruising goes through that color change. Also, I just went and took a closer look at some of those pictures, and I realized that I may have mislabeled some of them as I was voicing over while I was watching them. Like, I think one of them that I labeled as a fish, that I said fish, I don't think it was a fish. Oops. Oh well, I think it was actually a mud puppy or something like that. I didn't really look. I don't really have time to look at all of them and analyze all what I said for every one of them, but whatever, I was just saying them as they came up anyway, you don't care. Anyway, hope the orange groves are treating you well, and I'll see you soon.